Hi, how are you? Yeah. I've got Idaho Ruby in the class. Oh, yeah. With me, I don't know. I hit none out there.
Still not bad. Yeah.
Only one.
All right.
For sure, you guys too. Great. We're going to our game. I remember that.
And when we're walking around campus, the you're the same height about them. People going, wow, no, they're supposed to be in there. Yeah.
You were excited?
It's hard.
I was on that shirt too.
That's right. Yeah. You actually, I think the meeting was when Michaela actually, we're sitting in the year before. Thanks, Al. Yeah, that's right. She actually did. Oh, yes, she does.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Is that on their website or something? I oh, yeah. I like that.
What do you want? Text me what you want. Is there a subway?
And I had tons of like, text me what you want. Like my leads had like big and I really got like I'm cross on. She was like, just throw me. Okay. Oh! I was at a camp. I was
just fighting with Jason and chatting on a group chat this morning. So this boy added him her on Snapchat, and I was like, oh, and I was like, she's gonna follow me. And he was like, why'd you block me? He goes, Jason told me that you were. He goes, yeah, I never
I had to do the same thing. Oh. Yeah. So crazy. That's just
So I think we can walk. It's 0.3 miles away.
You good?
Got all the lineups and we're live.
And the lineups will always be the same for the whole tournament.
Okay.
They'll never change. The only thing that they'll do is if she's the last batter of the game, they'll start off with that one.
Oh, okay.
Next. But I say just put them in the same way and then
Start
wherever they are.
Perfect.
that way. Someone's that way. Yeah. Upper.
Okay, thanks, Gal.
Pick up.
Galley girl.
He's on.
She's taking us out. The RBS is not working for you. Okay, well, this is something starting to track. I guess I'll just compare.
Somebody email like my dad is not student athlete. I didn't understand like
That's what it should be.
I'm gonna assume that it's actually my name. I'm gonna email my name like you take my name off. I'm assuming they don't care. I push it like a deal with Nike or where to do a school, and I can't like or like here. I can't do that because
Sydney, did you get one of these?
I know.
Here we go.
Can I ask like some personal questions? Yes. That's all. Thank you so much. Thank you too. Not too bad. Okay. Thank you. I'm gonna watch you guys. All work together.
Jenny, you'll race catch.
Yeah, we're on the stage.
Like, we'll pitch together a lot. Will we like pitch and catch together?
Yeah.
Oh, just moving the net got in the way again.
So when you are talking about me, it's that extremely good-looking umpire.
That's,
Behind
yes,
home plate.
sir.
Out in the field.
Out in the field.
We have our lineups. We're all ready to go.
Ready to get roll.
Perfect.
Yeah, once you guys get going, everyone else is.
Oh, it's gonna be like that today.
11:59.
He's right on schedule.
What did you guys get up here?
I got up here last night around like 6 o'clock.
That's crazy, right?
Oh, it's awful.
Which one you guys came to? You guys go to Boise?
Yeah, I'm going to see that. I was like 12 hours. Plus the construction, there's a wreck that can go to.
Oh yeah, Interstate Hill. Did you guys go around the park?
So we got stopped.
Hill where it happened. Yeah. Serious. You got that. Eastbound traffic coming into the westbound. So you're sitting there. These cars are going back. Eastbound. Coming right towards us.
That's crazy.
And they went back about 24 miles to the accident.
How you doing? Good.
Yeah, on ramp.
Just to get off.
Yeah, then you get up on the
You are looking live here at Rec Park in Chehalis, Washington. JB Ewer is here as we bring you the Northwest Fast Pitch Championships 12th Annual 2021 College Exposure Tournament. And in our opening game here on Field 1, we'll have Oregon Royal taking on Oregon Pacific. So Oregon Royal will be the visiting team. And they will step up here to bat here in the top of the first. Here's their batting order for Oregon Pacific. Or excuse me, Oregon Royal. They'll have number 1, Sophia Weathers, leading off here as we get ready to start. Sophia Weathers steps into the box and gets ready to take the first pitch. First pitch is on the way and in there for strike 1. 0-1 to Weathers. As she leads it off here for Oregon Royal. Next pitch tapped on the ground to second base. Short throw in time for out number 1. Weathers retired 4-3 on the putout. 1 out here in the top of the first. And that'll bring up number 9, Violet Loftus. Loftus steps in the first pitch. She'll foul that one off against the screen for strike 1. 0-1. 0-1 pitch now on the way to Loftus. That's low, and will even the count up at 1-1. Allison Nordling in the circle for Oregon Pacific. And the 1-1 pitch. Fouled up in the air. Oh, what an effort there by the catcher for Oregon Pacific. Stella Hucka, but she just couldn't quite get there. But man, that was a great effort. So it's now 1-2 to Loftus. Nordling gets the signal from Hucka and the 1-2. Foul, or swung on and missed. And it gets past the catcher. And the catcher can't find it. Now on her way to second is Loftus. Thought at first that one was fouled, but it's just going to be a, now manager will come out and check. No foul tip, so it'll be a strikeout. But Loftus will reach second on the pass ball. And that one's off the glove of the catcher, Hucka, and Loftus will end up at third now with 1 out.
I thought it was a foul ball. That's the kid's ball. Yeah.
1-0 count now to Amanda Peterson.
I thought she put a foul. I thought she thought it.
1-0 now to Peterson. That's low, and it's now 2-0. One out, runner at third here in the top of the first. Oregon Royal looking to get on the board here early. 2-0. Swung on and missed. Now move the count to 2-1. Loftus struck out, but the dropped third strike, and then she ended up to second as catcher couldn't find the ball, and then she advanced to third on another pass ball. That one swung on and missed for strike 2. Count even at 2-2.
Right, and it's a dead ball. Right, you get first pitch. Right.
To Amanda Peterson.
He said the ball hit the glove and out the bat.
2-2 from Peterson. Two, swung on and missed. Or again, got away from the catcher. They'll throw her out at first, but Loftus will come in to score. So Oregon Royal scores without the use of a hit. So it's now 1-0 Oregon Royal. And that'll bring up number 11, Tegan Reams. First pitch in the Reams. Misses high for ball 1. 1-0 now to Tegan Reams. This is outside 2-0. Tegan Reams, I should say, has a couple of top evaluation scores this year, as she was the fastest overhand velocity at 65 miles an hour. And the 2-0 to Reams is low and inside to 3-0. And she also has the fastest catcher pop to pop at 1.60 seconds. So Tegan Reams out of Ridgeview High School in Oregon. One of the top performers here today, and she walks on 4 pitches. So with 2 outs, nobody on, or 2 outs, Reams on at first. 1 run already in for Oregon Royal. And that'll bring up number 15, Heather Ebner. And they'll get a courtesy runner for Reams, as she's the catcher for Oregon Royal, so she'll get her catching gear on. First pitch now to Ebner, and there goes the runner. Throw down is in time. So 1 run, no hits, and nobody left on. We're through half an inning. Our score, it's Oregon Royal 1, Oregon Pacific coming up next here from Recreation Park in Chehalis. Welcome back as we get ready for the bottom of the first inning. Here's your batting order for Oregon Pacific. Delaney Logan will be leading it off. Then Lola Jarrett will hit second. Number 12, Taya DeGrand will hit third. And inning cleanup will be number 8, Allison Nordling. Hope King will be hitting fifth. Madeline Fullenwider will sixth. And then we have Samantha Wilkes hitting 7th. We also will have Kaylee Miller hitting 8th. The catcher, Stella Hucka, hitting 9th. And then we have the extra hitters will be Jessica Kelso, number 10, and Sydney Boren. And rounding out the batting order will be Malia, I should say, Alexander. First pitch to Delaney Logan is high for ball 1. 1-0. 1-0 pitch. That misses off the plate for ball 2. 2-0. Amanda Peterson starting in the circle for Oregon Royal. The 2-0. That's a soft chopper to third. Throw to first in time. Nice play by the third baseman for Oregon Royal. Number 15, Heather Ebner, makes the play. And Logan is retired 5-3 on the putout. With 1 out here in the bottom of the first, that'll bring up Lola Jarrett. First pitch from Peterson, hit on the ground. Ebner again at third, ranges over, and guns are out at first. 2 outs. Another 5-3 putout here in the bottom of the first, with Oregon Royal with a 1-0 lead. And that'll bring up Taya DeGrande. She takes inside for ball 1. 1-0. From Peterson on the way. Hit on the ground, guess who? Ebner again, and she'll make all 3 putouts. 1, 2, 3 goes Oregon Pacific in the bottom of the first, as Heather Ebner erases all 3 Pacific batters in a row. We'll go to the second inning. Our score, it's Oregon Royal 1, Oregon Pacific 0. We'll be right back.
It was kind of and so that's why she's looking for it. I just like when she's ready for us. Oh, Dad was with her. Okay. But right by the her. No, that was one that they were kind of on a tour and he played with her. They had her, so he was just playing another tour. Title. And then we had to operate for to get to the back road to that one
Welcome back here to Rec Park as we move to the top of the second inning, and Oregon Royal with a 1-0 lead over Oregon Pacific. As we move to the top of the second inning, it'll be Heather Ebner, Ellie Samford, and Hannah Ebner. 5, 6, 7 here in the Royal batting order. Nordling. First pitch on the way. That's popped shallow left field, but foul into the stands for strike 1. 0-1 to Heather Ebner. Ebner made all 3 putouts in the bottom of the first at third base. She looked very strong defensively there in the bottom of the first, now trying to show off her offensive prowess here. 0-1 on the way, and she'll foul that one off as well. 0-2 to Heather Ebner. Nordley ready, or she'll step up into the circle. Gets the signal from Hucka, and here comes the 0-2 now to Ebner. That's low. That'll be ball 1, 1 and 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ebner leading off here in the second. Little jam shot to shallow right center. That's going to drop in there for a base hit. The first hit of the game for Oregon Royal, as they scored a run in the first inning without a hit. And Ebner leads it off with a single.
She's smaller.
So now stepping in will be number 6, Ellie Samford. Samford starting at first base today for Royal. First pitch to Samford on the way. Swung on a miss for strike 1. 0-1. Top of the second inning here from Chehalis. 1-0 Royal with the lead over Pacific. Squaring to Butt, and she'll foul that one off the screen. That'll rattle our net around a little bit. Apologize for the net being in the way from time to time, but whenever the wind blows, the net flows. 1-1 pitch now on the way to Samford. Swung on a miss, pops out of the catcher's glove. Excuse me, that was an 0-2 pitch, so she'll be out on strikes. So 1 out as Samford strikes out. And that'll bring up Hannah Ebner, number 14. Heather Ebner on at first, 1 out here in the top of the second. Pitch on the way. That's high, gets past the catcher and hits off our screen again, and advancing to second on the wild pitch will be Heather Ebner. So she's now at second. With 1 out. Pitch on the way to Hannah. Misses low and inside for ball 1. Or excuse me, ball 2. That one was, first one was up against the screen, 2-0. 2-0 pitch on the way, hit on the ground, and to deep hole it short. Long throw across is going to be high and off the fence. Here comes Ebner. She'll score. And it's now 2-0 Oregon Royal. So that'll go down as an infield hit for Hannah Ebner. And then Heather Ebner will score on the throwing error. And it's now 2-0. And that pitch is fouled back by Sarah Martin as she steps in. And the count 0-1 now to Martin with Hannah Ebner on at first. 1 out and Royal leading 2-0. The 0-1 pitch. Swung on a miss, and the count moves to 0-2. Sarah Martin steps in there against Nordley. 0-2 on the way to Martin. She fouls that one off the post. And the count will stay at 0-2. Oh, and 2 again now from Nordley. That's low, and the count moves to 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out, 1 on, 2-0 Oregon Royal. 1-2. That's high and away, and the count evens up at 2-2. Emma Sullivan waits on deck for Royal. They have a 2-0 lead here in the top of the second. 2-2 pitch. That's up and gets past the catcher, and it's going to allow Hannah Ebner to advance to second. So Hannah Ebner now at second.
But I get it for the punter.
Full count now to Sarah Martin, and time is called as there will be a meeting in the circle for Oregon Pacific as they trail 2-0. As Oregon Royals scored 1 run in the first inning without a hit, and now they have 2 singles here in the second to score their second run, and it is now 2-0. Oregon Royal with the lead here in the top of the second inning. It's a 3-2 count to Sarah Martin when we get back here to action. Allison Nordling is ready, and here comes the 3-2 pitch on the way to Martin. Hit on the ground to second, glove there, throw to first in time for out number 2 as Samantha Wilkes makes the play. So 2 outs now here in the second, and that'll bring up Emma Sullivan as Ebner will advance to third on the ground out. So runner at third, 2 outs, 1 run already in for Royal. And that's hit high in the air, going foul down the left field line and out of play. Long strike 1 for Emma Sullivan. Sullivan playing out in left field today for Oregon Royal. 0-1 pitch now to Sullivan, swung on a miss, strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. 2 outs. Ebner at third. 2-0 Royal lead here in the top of the second. 0-2 pitch. Down and in for ball 1. 1-2. One-two pitch on the way from Nordling. That's a good block there by Hucka to keep the base runner at third. Evens the count up at 2-2. Two-two pitch. That's down for ball 3, and it's a full count now to Sullivan as she battles back from an 0-2 hole. 3-2. 2 outs. Ebner at third. 2-0 Royal with the lead. 3-2 pitch. Down and in. Gets past the catcher. Here comes Ebner, and she'll score. That'll make it 3-0, but out at second base is Sullivan, and that will end the inning. 2 runs come in for Royal, and at the end of 1.5, it's Royal 3, Pacific nothing. We'll be back after this. As we move to the bottom of the second inning, Royal has a 3-0 lead over Pacific. And stepping up for Pacific, it'll be the pitcher, Allison Nordling. First pitch to Nordling. Misses away for ball 1. It'll be Nordling, King, and Fullenwider for Pacific. 1-0 pitch. Now to Nordling is popped high in the air. First baseman will call for it, and she'll make the catch for out number 1. As that was Ellie Sanford making the catch for Royal. So with 1 out, here comes Hope King here in the bottom of the second. First pitch to King, fouled off for strike 1. 0-1. Amanda Peterson in the circle for Royal, and her 0-1 pitch is hit high in the air, shallow center field. Cruising in and making the nice catch is Sophia Weathers. 2 outs here in the Pacific second. And that'll bring up Madeline Fullenwider. First pitch on the way to Fullenwider. It's fouled straight back for strike 1. 0-1. And I'll apologize all day for the net. Chopper right back to the to the circle and out. At first to end the inning. 1, 2, 3. Goes Oregon Pacific here in the second. We're through 2. It's Royal 3 and Pacific nothing. We'll be back for the third inning.
She stepped outside the foul. 1 foot again. She flushed it outside the foul. Or the foul line. Yes, I saw the foul. I don't know what
I think I've got like 7
Are you guys on? Can I leave this stuff here?
You sure can. I'll guard it with my life. Welcome back here as we move to the top of the third inning. Royal with a 3-0 lead over Pacific. And Royal looks to add to the lead. And the first pitch is fouled off by Marilyn Tom as she steps in to lead it off here for Royal. Allison Nordling still in the circle for her third inning of work for Oregon Pacific. 0-1 pitch, swung on a miss for strike 2. And Tom in the hole 0-2. 0-2 pitch on the way, misses low and away. Ball 1, 1-2. Tom leading off here in the top of the third. Royal with that 3-0 lead. 1-2. Just missed low to even things up at 2-2. Two pitch on the way to Tom. Fouled and out of play. Count will stay at 2-2. We're in the top of the third. Oregon Royal with a 3-0 lead over Oregon Pacific. And the 2-2 pitch. Up and in. Ooh, that was a 3-2 pitch. I thought it was just 2-2, but missed one somewhere. Ball 4. And Tom will take a walk. Leadoff walk to Tom, and that'll bring up Michaela Kamiyama. She'll square around the button, and it's fouled. That's strike 1. 0-1.
We just all the coaches and Tracy that we all
Kamiyama steps in with a runner at first. Nobody out. And the 0-1, she'll foul that one off for strike 2. And it's now 0-2. Tom on at first as she took a leadoff walk here in the third. And now the 0-2 to Kamiyama is softly hit. Shortstop flags it down for out. Number 1 is ranging over is Lola Jarrett to make the catch. 1 out, and that'll send us back to the top of the order with Sophia Weathers. Weathers grounded out to second back in the first inning. First pitch to Weathers, swung on a miss for strike 1. 0-1. 1 out, 1 on, top of the third. Oregon Royal 3. Oregon Pacific nothing. 0-1 pitch now is up and in to even things up at 1-1. Oregon Royal scored 1 run in the first and 2 more in the second to have the 3-0 lead. 1-1 pitch to Weathers. Low, gets through the wickets of the catcher, and Tom will make her way to second. So with 1 out, runner at second, and a 2-1 count now to Weathers. Misses low and away, and it's now 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. Tom at second, and the 3-1 pitch to Weathers misses high. Nope. Too high, but that wasn't ball 4, I guess. So not sure what the count is now. I'm having trouble keeping track. That one misses for ball 4. There we go. Now I'm back on track. So Weathers takes a walk. Second walk of the inning. And that'll bring up Violet Loftus. Now Loftus struck out back in the first, but the pass ball allowed her to reach base. Catcher couldn't find the ball, so she ended up at second. And then she went to third on another pass ball and then scored on another pass ball. So that's how they scored 1 run without a hit in the first. Pitch to Loftus. That's in there for a strike. Count now 0-1. Tom at first. Tom at second. Weathers at first. That's hit on the ground slowly to third, and she'll flip to the shortstop. Covering on that one, as that one will go Alexander. Flips over to Jarrett for out number 2. The rare 5-6 put out. So fielder's choice for Loftus, and Tom is out 5-6. That pitch misses away for ball 1. 1-0. So now we have Weathers at second, Loftus at first, 2 outs, and it's still 3-0. And here's the pitcher, Peterson. She'll take a strike to even things up at 1-1. Peterson was a strikeout victim back in the first. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs, 2 on. Pitch on the way outside for ball 2. 2-1. Two balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, 2 on, 3-0. Royal with the lead in the third. That one's low, gets past the catcher, and everybody will advance. So Weathers now at third, Loftus at second. 2 outs and 3-1 the count to Peterson.
No.
That one's high, ball 4, as Peterson will walk. with 2 outs, bases loaded, and here comes Tegan Reams. And we talked a little bit about Tegan Reams earlier as she had our top evaluation score for overhand throwing velocity at 65 and catcher pop to pop at 1.6 seconds. That one gets past the catcher and another run will score. And it is now 4-0.
Teams on, if you have teams on 2 different pages, this is a similar percent.
So Weathers scores on that pass ball. And the 1-0 pitch now to Reams. She hits that sky high in the air. In comes the third baseman. And she'll make the catch. Malia Alexander to end the inning. 1 run comes in on no hits. There were 3 walks in the inning. And at the end of 2.5 innings of play, it is 4-0 Oregon Royal. We'll be back after this.
Yeah, you're not really okay. You're and we're Ruby Red. Yeah, I'll show you one step by step.
Welcome back as we move to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Royal has a 4-0 lead over Oregon Pacific. And it'll be Samantha Wilkes, Kaylee Miller, and Stella Hucka due up for Royal here in the bottom of the 3rd inning as they trail by 4. First pitch on the way. Miss is in there for strike 1. 0-1. 0-1 now from Peterson. Swung on a miss for strike 2. 0-2 to Samantha Wilkes. And she starts today at second base for Oregon Pacific. 0-2 on the way. Misses in for ball 1, 1-2. One, 2 on the way to Wilkes. Hit up the middle and into center field for a leadoff single. So Wilkes gets the first hit of the game for Oregon Pacific. A leadoff single here in the 3rd. And that'll bring up Kaylee Miller. First pitch on the way to Miller. Swung on a miss for strike 1. 0-1. Wilkes on at first. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Oregon Royal 4, Oregon Pacific 0. A bunt attempt is fouled off at home plate by Miller. And now, next pitch on the way. Swung on and missed. Throw down to first, not in time. But that's a strikeout of Miller. So 1 out. Wilkes on at first. And that'll bring up Stella Hucka. First pitch on to Hucka. Misses low and inside for ball 1, 1-0. Amanda Peterson so far, 2 1/3, only allowed 1 hit. Swung on a miss by Hucka, throw down, and just getting back is Wilkes. And the count even up at 1-1 to Hucka. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Pitch on the way is high and outside for ball 2. 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Wilkes aboard at first with 1 out. 2-1. Missed inside for ball 3. 3-1.
I really can't see the other one.
3-1 now on the way to Hucka. That'll be in there for strike 2, and the count now full to Stella Hucka. Bottom of the 3rd, Royal with a 4-0 lead. And the 3-2 pitch. That's in the dirt. Well, in the turf, we should say, because there's no dirt out there. So ball 4, Hucka draws a walk. Wilkes will advance to second. 1 out. Runners at first and second. Here's Jessica Kelso. First pitch to Kelso. Swung on a miss. Strike 1. 0-1. Kelso swings and misses for strike 2. 0-2. 2 on, 1 out, bottom of the 3rd inning. 4-0 Oregon Royal. 0-2. Swung on a miss, strike 3. Down goes Kelso, and that'll be the 2nd strikeout now for Peterson. So with 2 outs, 2 on, here's Sydney Boren. Pitch to Boren, swung on a miss for strike 1, 0-1. And the 0-1 to Boren. Popped high in the air to right center field. Moving over. Making the nice running catch. Out in center field was Sophia Weathers to end the inning. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 runners left on. We are through 3 full innings here in Chehalis. Our score, it's Oregon Royal 4, Oregon Pacific nothing. We'll be back with the 4th inning coming up next. Welcome back as we go to the top of the 4th inning. Oregon Royal with the 4-0 lead. And Heather Ebner will lead it off for Royal. And Nordling's first pitch is lined right to the shortstop. And Jarrett will make the catch for out number 1. 1 quick out here in the 4th. And that'll bring up Ellie Samford. Samford struck out back in the 2nd inning. First pitch missed up and away for ball 1. 1-0. Allison Nordling now in her 4th inning of work for Oregon Pacific. That one misses high for ball 2. 2-0. And the 2-0 delivery now. Swung on a miss for strike one. 2-1 to Ellie Samford as she bats with one out, nobody on here in the top of the fourth. Oregon Royal 4, Oregon Pacific nothing. Swung and missed again to even the count up at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out, and the pitch. Swung on a miss, strike 3. Down goes Samford. 2 outs here in the fourth, and that'll bring up Hannah Ebner. Hannah singled and scored back in the second inning. 2 outs, nobody on here in the fourth. And the pitch, Tapper foul for strike 1. Allison Nordling looking for her first 1-2-3 inning of the afternoon. And she has given up 4 runs so far here through 3 2/3. Swing and a miss for strike 2. And Ebner's in the hole 0-2. As Nordling finding her groove here in the fourth. 0-2. Swung and missed, strike 3. Down goes Royal. 1, 2, 3 here in the fourth. We've completed 3.5 innings here from Chehalis. Our score, Oregon Royal 4, Oregon Pacific nothing. When we come back, it'll be bottom of the fourth. And Oregon Pacific will send up Malia Alexander, Delaney Logan, and Lola Jarrett coming up next. Welcome back as we move to the bottom of the fourth inning here from Recreational Park in Chehalis. Oregon Royal has a 4-0 lead over Oregon Pacific. And leading off now for Oregon Pacific, it'll be Malia Alexander making her first plate appearance of the day. She takes outside for ball 1. 1-0. Pitch now to Alexander, fouled straight back. And that'll be strike 1 to even things up at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Pitch on the way. That's low for ball 2, 2-1. Oregon Royal has a 4-0 lead here as we're in the bottom of the fourth inning. And the 1-1. Swing and a miss for strike 2. That's now 1-2 to Alexander. And she leads it off here in the bottom of the fourth for Oregon Pacific. 1-2 is high, and that'll even things up at 2-2. Amanda Peterson is only make it a full count. Amanda Peterson has only allowed 1 hit so far to Oregon Pacific. That's in there. Strike 3 called as Alexander is caught looking for out number 1. And that'll send us back to the top of the order with Delaney Logan. Logan grounded out to third back in the first inning, as that was part of the 3 consecutive groundouts to Hannah Ebner, or Heather Ebner, excuse me, as she was the one that made all 3 putouts. And look at there again, it's Ebner time, and she'll make the out. Another 5-3 putout, and quickly 2 outs here in the fourth. And that'll bring up Lola Jarrett. As Lola also tapped out to Heather Ebner back in the first inning. She'll take a strike on the outside corner. 0-1. 2 outs here in the fourth. 4-0 Oregon Royal. And that one is high. Evens the count at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs here in the fourth. Pitch on the way. Missed away for ball 2. 2-1. Peterson now 3 2/3, just 1 hit allowed. That one's popped up, and that's going to get out of play. Hands on the top of the dugout, adjacent to our field. 4 games going on here at the same time. You can watch any game you choose on the YouTube channel. Next pitch, guess what? Grounded to Ebner. Oh, and that throw's going to go off the first baseman's glove and out of play. So getting to second on the throw will be Lola Jarrett. As we thought it was going to be Ebner time again, but that time an error. We'll let Jarrett reach. First pitch to DeGrande is fouled off for strike 1. Runner at second, 2 outs. Here in the bottom of the fourth. That's a change. Misses up and away to even things up at 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Runner at second, 4-0 Royal with the lead. That's in there for strike 2. Count now 1-2 to DeGrande. 1-2 pitch. Hit high in the air, deep left field, back it goes, and it's going to be out of here. A 2-run home run for Taya Grande, and just like that, Oregon Pacific is back in it. So with 1 swing of the bat, DeGrande cuts the lead in half. It is now Royal 4 and Pacific 2. And that'll bring up Allison Nordling. And that pitch is in there for a strike, 0-1 to Nordling. 2 outs here in the bottom of the fourth. Yeah, looks like a ball got away out there in the outfield. Now we're ready to resume action. The next pitch swung on and missed. And it's now 0-2 to Nordling. She bats with 2 outs here in the fourth. Pitch on the way from Peterson, swung on and missed. Strike 3, and that'll end the inning. But not before Taya DeGrande gets Oregon Pacific on the board with a 2-run home run here in the fourth. At the end of 4, it's Oregon Royal 4, Oregon Pacific 2. We'll be back with the 5th inning coming up next.
You know where we're at for time?
What's that?
You know where we're at for time?
12:54.
We're only 54 minutes in. Nice.
You're doing nice work.
Ruby's a member. It's an equipment.
Really?
Ruby's.
She girl?
Spring? Ruby. Lisa's house. There's no grill. Nope.
Do you think it's not
Welcome back here to Rec Park in Chehalis as we move to the top of the 5th inning. Oregon Royal with a 4-2 lead over Oregon Pacific. As the Teo Grande home run has got Oregon Pacific back into this one. Leading off here in the top of the 5th is Sarah Martin. She'll be followed by Emma Sullivan and Marilyn Tom for Oregon Royal. Martin grounded out to second, her first time up against Nordling, and her first pitch goes right off the net. Top of the 5th. And the 1-0. That one's high for ball 2, 2-0.
No. Marin pitches too. That's where I was going. But
They're asking why I'm not intervening.
And now the 2-0 on the way. Hit on the ground to second again. Easy play for out number 1, Wilkes. Makes the play, and Martin retired 4-3 yet again. 1 out here in the 5th, and that'll bring up Emma Sullivan.
Did you lose it?
Sullivan walked,
and she was just a deep.
and then she tried to, the ball got away from the catcher, so she tried to go to second, and then she got thrown out. That was back in the 2nd inning, and she fouls off the first pitch for strike 1. 0-1. 1 out here in the 5th. Oregon Royal 4, Oregon Pacific 2. And the 0-1. That's a half swing. I think that's a foul ball, I'm assuming, for strike 2. So I'm going to assume no balls, 2 strikes. Here we go. 0-2. Low for ball 1, 1 and 2. And the 1-2. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Ball is dropped, but she'll throw down to first to complete the strikeout. 2 outs here in the 5th, and that'll bring up Marilyn Tom. Tom walked back in the 3rd. First pitch, that's high for ball 1, 1-0. As Allison Nordling really has settled down here after a rough first 3 innings of work. Her last inning and 2/3 have been perfect. 1-0 now to Tom. Fouled off the umpire's mask. That'll even things up to 1-1 and give him some time to shake off the cobwebs off of that one. Direct shot right in the mask. 1-1. 1-1 pitch. That's up and in for ball 2, 2-1. 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. That's outside for ball 3, 3-1. Three 3-1 pitch on the way is in there for strike 2. 3-2. Full count now to Tom with 2 outs. Nobody on here in the top of the 5th. Fouled off, and we'll do the 3-2 pitch again. 3-2. 2 outs. 4-2. Oregon Royal with the lead over Oregon Pacific. 3-2. That's high for ball 4, and I'm ducking out of the way of that one. That one might have helped the net. So a 2-out walk to Tom, and she's walked both times. And that'll bring up Kamiyama. Kamiyama lined out to short back in the second inning. First pitch from Nordling is high for ball 1, 1-0. That one's high for ball 2, 2-0. We're in the top of the 5th. Oregon Royal has a 4-2 lead over Oregon Pacific. 2-0 pitch. That's on the outside corner for strike 1. 2-1. Tom at first, 2 outs.
Yeah.
And the 2-1 from Nordling. That's on the corner for strike 2. And the count now evens up at 2-2.
Just do it. But like, if you have one at
And looks like our catcher took one off the thumb. We know that hurts. Samantha Wilkes catching this inning for Oregon Pacific. Shaking that one off. Anybody knows that's played when you catch one off the thumb like that, it doesn't feel too good. 2-2, 2 outs, Tom at first. And the 2-2. Change up, swung on a miss for strike 3. Beautiful pitch there from Nordling. Will end the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 runner left on. We're through 4.5. Our score, it's Oregon Royal 4, Oregon Pacific 2. We'll be back with the bottom of the 5th inning coming up next. Welcome back as we move to the bottom of the 5th inning. Oregon Pacific will send up Hope King, followed by Madeline Fullenwider and Samantha Wilkes. As Amanda Peterson moves into her 5th inning of work here. And the first pitch, that's in there for strike 1. 0-1 to Hope King as she flew out to center field back in the second inning. 0-1 now to King. Swung on a miss for strike 2. 0-2. Oh, 2 pitch, swung on a miss, strike 3. Down goes King for out number 1 here in the 5th. And that'll bring up Madeline Fullenwider. Fullenwider tap back to the circle. Her first time up in the second. First pitch to Fullenwider, misses inside for ball 1. 0-1. Excuse me, 1-0 because it missed inside. Give me a break. It's been a while. 1-0 pitch. That's in there. Evens things up at 1-1. 1 out here in the 5th. Oregon Royal 4, Oregon Pacific 2. 1-1 pitch, fouled off for strike 2. And the count now at 1-2. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. And the pitch. Hit on the ground hard, but foul. Down the third base line. So we'll do the 1-2 pitch over again. Peterson's 1-2 down to full and wider. That's low. It evens things up at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here in the 5th. That misses, and the count now runs full. Full count. 3-2. Pitch on the way from Peterson is fouled straight back. The count will stay at 3-2. Never know when the foul ball either helps the net or makes it worse. That time it helped it. 3-2. Pitch on the way. Hit on the ground, up the middle, backhanded beautifully. And the throw in time as a beautiful defensive play by Kamiyama at second base. He races full and wider. 4-3 on the putout. 2 outs here in the 5th. That'll bring up Samantha Wilkes. Wilkes singled, leading off the 3rd inning. Hit one right back up the middle. She took outside for ball 1. 1-0 pitch. That one's in there for a strike. Evens things up at 1.
But she was mainly just like a defense.
She was at second.
Yeah.
1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Nobody on here in the 5th. 1-1. Swung on a miss for strike 2. Count now at 1-2.
And then Taylor pitched.
1-2 on the way. Change misses up and away. Evens things up at 2-2 to Samantha Wilkes. 2-2 pitch from Peterson. Swung on a miss, strike 3. 1-2-3 goes Oregon Pacific here in the 5th. We're through 5 full here from Rec Park in Chehalis. Our score, Oregon Royal 4, Oregon Pacific 2.
Okay.
Oh, different. No, yeah. Tight fit. Like tighten it extra so as I feel it, but
Yeah.
Welcome back here to Rec Park as we move to the top of the 6th inning. Oregon Royal 4 and Oregon Pacific 2. Leading off for Oregon Royal will be the top of the order, Sophia Weathers, followed by Violet Loftus, and then Amanda Peterson. 1, 2, 3. In the Oregon Royal order, Weathers so far is 0 for 1, walked and scored in the 3rd.
Wow, that was
First pitch to Weathers is high for ball one. As Allison Nordling still in the circle for her 6th inning of work now for Oregon Pacific. That one's high. 2 balls, no strikes to Weathers, leading off here in the 6th. 2-0 pitch. Up and in, 3-0. .3-0 now from Nordling to Weathers is high for ball 4. A 4-pitch walk to Weathers. And that'll bring up Violet Loftus. Loftus is 0 for 2, but she has scored a run. I'll let you figure that out at home. That one's popped up out of play off our favorite net here at Rec Park for strike 1. 0-1. This net will get more airtime than anybody else I'll know of this week. That one's lined into center field, and that'll get down, roll all the way to the fence. Here comes Weathers. She'll be stopped at third. And with a double is Violet Loftus. So Weathers will pull into third, Loftus into second. Nobody out in the heart of the order coming up for Royal. Here's the pitcher, Amanda Peterson. That one gets past the catcher, and here comes Weathers, and she'll score, and that throw gets past the pitcher, and guess what? Here comes Loftus to score. And just like that, it's 6-2, Oregon Royal. And I know I'm not the greatest of scorekeepers, but I have Oregon Royals. All 6 runs have scored without an RBI. So they've been scored on pass balls so far, 4 wild pitches. So it is now 6-2, Oregon Royal. Still nobody out in the inning, and 1-0 to Peterson.
Yeah. How about?
As she now bats with nobody on. The 1-0. That gets past the catcher as well for ball 2, 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes. Now to Peterson. She's 0 for 1 with a walk in the 3rd. Line shot into center field, cut off by the second baseman, but she will not be able to make the play in time. Good effort there by Wilkes at second, but cutting it off, just didn't have time to make the throw, and Peterson will be safe at first with an infield single. That'll bring up Tegan Reams. Reams walked in the first and then popped out to third and lines that one foul down the third baseline for strike 1. 0-1. Courtesy runner in for Peterson at first. We'll see if we can get the number eventually. Forgot my binoculars today, so I'll be in a world of hurt there. That one gets past, and advancing on is Kamiyama is the courtesy runner, so she'll advance to second now. And it's now 1-1. That one misses inside, and Kamiyama's on her way to third safely. And there's still nobody out. And I believe it's now 2-1 to Reams. And the next pitch on the way, swung on a miss, gets through the wickets, but Kamiyama does not advance this time. She'll stay at third.
Okay.
And it's now 2-2 to Reams. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Kamiyama at third, 6-2. Royal with the lead. 2-2. Hit hard into left field on a frozen rope. It'll one hop off the wall. Reams on her way to second. And there it is. The first RBI of the day for Royal. As Tegan Reams, an RBI double, scores Kamiyama. And it is now Royal 7 and Pacific 2. Still nobody out in the inning. Here is Heather Ebner. And she'll pop one up in the infield. It bounces in front of home plate, and everybody will be safe. As Ebner will get the shortest single in softball history. As that one rolled right in and bounced between the circle and home plate and then backtracked back towards the catcher, and a play cannot be made. That one's low for ball 1 now to Ellie Samford. Reams at second, Ebner at first. Still nobody out. And the 1-0, that one is fouled off at home plate.
I don't know if that one. I don't know if it would have been.
Even the count at 1-1.
I don't know. That should have been one of those.
To Ellie Samford. She is 0 for 2, struck out both times so far. That one's popped high in the air on the infield, but everybody's having trouble finding it. It lands fair. Or no, landed foul? Landed foul. Wasn't quite sure. It landed foul. That one was hit sky high. No one could see it in the sun, and then it landed just foul. That pitch is high and away. And the count's even now at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Pitch on the way, fouled off again. And the count remains at 2-2. 7-2, Oregon Royal with the lead here in the top of the 6th inning. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Still nobody out. 2 on. That's low and inside. Count now full. 3-2. Reams at second. Ebner at first. And the 3-2 pitch. All the way again. And we'll do it all over. 3-2. Good battle here between Samford and Nordling. And the 3-2. Swung on a miss. Strike 3. Throw to third. And she is safe, I believe, at third. I couldn't quite see the umpire. But at first she's out because she can't advance with the base was being occupied. But Reams is safe at third. And Ebner moves to second. Samford is a strikeout victim. And that'll ramp Hannah Ebner. So 1 out, runners at second and third now. And that's hit hard into left field. 1 run scores. Here comes Ebner. Throw it home, and she is out. Good throw from left field by Jessica Kelso. And Ebner is out at the plate. Reams scores 1 to make it 8-2. Ebner is out 7-2. And an RBI single for Hannah Ebner. So it's now 8-2 Oregon Royal. And that's hit on the ground to short. She'll go the short way for out. Number 3. But Oregon Royal strikes for 4 runs here in the 6th. And at the end of 5.5, it's Oregon Royal 8 and Oregon Pacific 2. We'll be back with the bottom of the 6th coming up next. Welcome back. We move to the bottom of the 6th inning here from Recreational Park in Chehalis. Oregon Royal has an 8-2 lead as we go to the bottom of the 6th over Oregon Pacific. Leading off for Oregon Pacific, it'll be Kaylee Miller, followed by Stella Hucka, and then Jessica Kelso. And the first pitch from Peterson is low for ball 1. 1-0. Looks like we have a new pitcher now for Oregon Royal. Number 13, Sarah Martin, comes in here in the 6th. That one's fouled off to even things up at 1-1. As Peterson went the 5 innings, gave up 2 runs and only 3 hits. Good outing there for Peterson. That's hit on the ground right to first. Easy play there for Hannah Ebner, and she'll touch the bag herself for out number 1 here in the top of the 6th. The old 3 unassisted. That'll bring up Stella Hucka now for Pacific. Stella Hucka walked back in the 3rd, her only plate appearance. First pitch from Martin misses high for ball 1. 1-0. 1-0 pitch. That's a chopper up the first base line. Foul. Evens things up. And the 1-1 now from Martin is hit on the ground. Nice diving play there at second base. One more defensive gem there for the Royal defense, as that was number 7, Emma Sullivan, making the defensive play there for Royal. So Hucka retired 4-3, and here is Jessica Kelso. She'll swing and miss at the first pitch for strike 1. Kelso struck out back in the third. 0-1 pitch, hit up the middle again, ranging over to make another beautiful play. Back-to-back defensive gems by Emma Sullivan. And just like that, Pacific goes down in order. 1, 2, 3 in the sixth. We're through 6 full. And our score, it's Oregon Royal 8 and Oregon Pacific 2.
Right at the window.
Welcome back here to Rec Park as we move to the top of the 7th inning. Oregon Royal with an 8-2 lead over Oregon Pacific, and the defensive superstar from the bottom of the 6th will lead it off here in the top of the 7th. Emma Sullivan against Nordling, and the first pitch is a strike on the outside corner. Sullivan is 0 for 1, walked in the second, struck out in the 5th. 0-1 pitch on the way to Sullivan, up and away for ball 1, 1-1. So wait to see how that affects the net. Didn't help. 1-1 on the way to Sullivan. Chopper to third, cut off beautifully. Strong throws a little high. And that will allow, as that one was cut off by DeGrande, and her throw was a little high and wide. So that will put Sullivan on board on the air. And bunt attempt by Tom is foul for strike 1. Tom is walked both times for Oregon Royal. 0-1 now from Nordling. Another bunt attempt again is foul. And strike 2 to Tom.
There we go.
And the 0-2 on the way to Tom. That's high. And it's now 1-2. We're in the top of the 7th inning. Oregon Royal has an 8-2 lead.
Yeah.
That one's fouled straight back off our famous net. And the count stays at 1-2. Sullivan on at first. Nobody out here in the 7th. 1-2 pitch. Now this is up and away to even things at 2-2. And here comes the 2-2 pitch. That's hit in the air softly to right field. Coming in to make the catch. And the throw to first, not in time. Making the catch out there in right field is Kaylee Miller for out number 1. 1 out and a runner on at first. And that'll bring up Michaela Camiyama. And she gets hit by the pitch. And she'll be on board at first. As she squared around the butt, now they're going to confer. The umpires are going to get together on that one.
Oh, I still get to with the filter or something.
They're going to talk about to see if when she was hit by the pitch, if the bat was in the strike zone.
To the left. What is that part? I'm gonna look it up.
And now they're going to bring Kamiyama back
Because one of the guys
to the bat. And move Sullivan back to first. So not a hit by pitch. It'll be a foul ball. So 0-1. 0-1 pitch. That's in the dirt. There goes Sullivan, and she'll be into second. So Sullivan advances to second. 1 out and a 1-1 count to Kamiyama. The 1-1 pitch. Up and in for ball 2. 2-1.
Oh, I got a friend that lives in Tumwater. He's from Blackville.
We're in the top of the 7th. Royal has an 8-2 lead over Oregon Pacific. That's a chopper to third. Cut off nicely. Throw is in time at first base. As that was a nice play there by number 12, DeGrande. That time she made a beautiful throw to retire Kamiyama. So 2 outs, runner at third, and back to the top of the order with Weathers. And she'll take high for ball 1. Weathers is 0 for 1, but has walked twice and scored twice. That one misses away to even things up at 1-1. Sullivan at third. 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Oregon Royal 8, Oregon Pacific 2. That'll drop in there for a strike. And the count now 2-1.
Yeah.
2 balls, 1 strike. Pitch on the way is in there. Strike 2 called. 2-2.
and
2 balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch on the way. Chopper foul. The count will stay at 2-2. And the 2-2 pitch. That's in there. Strike 3 called. And that will end the inning. No runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 runner left on. We're through 6.5. Our score, it's Royal 8 and Pacific 2. We'll come back for the bottom of the 7th. Is coming up next.
How you been doing? I saw you staring out there. I was gonna come out
Got you!
yeah, good to see you too. Got the man cage started.
Welcome back here to Recreational Park in Chehalis as we move to the bottom of the 7th inning. Oregon Royal 8, Oregon Pacific 2. The first pitch is chopped over the third baseman's head into left field for a leadoff single for Sydney Boren. That was only the 3rd hit of the day for Oregon Pacific. Leadoff single for Boren against Sarah Martin. That'll bring up Malia Alexander. Here's the first pitch to Alexander's in there for a strike, 0-1. Alexander struck out back in the third.
Yeah, they started doing it all. She hasn't admitted touch.
That pitch is low. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. Royal 8, Pacific 2. Runner at first, nobody out here for Pacific as they try to get a huge rally going. That one swung on a miss. Gets back here to the backstop on her way to third. Throw! Safe. What a hustle play there by Sydney Boren. Yeah, she goes all the way from first to third on a wild pitch. Here's the next pitch to Alexander. Fouled off here at home plate. Got a chunk of Ebner. She's going to walk that one off. Got her in the thigh, right above the where the shin guard protects the kneecap. Our home plate umpire doing a gentlemanly task of giving her a chance to shake it off. And now we're back ready. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And the pitch misses up and away to even things at 2-2. 4 and a third. Nobody out here in the 7th. Pacific trails by 6. That misses low and away. And the count now full to Alexander. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and the pitch from Martin is ball 4. And Alexander takes a walk, and now runners will be at first and third, and now we're back to the top of the Pacific order. Delaney Logan. Royal will now get a visit out to the circle. Has 2 runners on with nobody out here in the 7th.
So he's coaching in fact, he was in charge of it.
And now our home plate umpire will have to go out and break up the meeting. So as we go back to the top of the order, Delaney Logan is 0 for 2. And she's grounded out to third base twice so far. And the first pitch, low and away for ball 1. Alexander will advance to second. The catcher's indifference. And that one is high. It's now 2-0 to Logan. Two-0 pitch. Swung and missed for strike 1, 2-1. We're in the bottom of the 7th. Oregon Royal leads Oregon Pacific 8-2. That one's low and away for ball 3, 3-1. To Delaney Logan. Runners at second and third, nobody out. Lola Jarrett waits on deck. That's a chopper to third. She'll look back, the runner, throw to first. Runner will score. And that'll go down as an RBI ground out for Delaney Logan. And Sydney Boren scores. And one out, runner at third now is Alexander at third, and here is Lola Jarrett. Lola is 0 for 2, but reached on an error and scored in the fourth. Chopper up the middle, backhanded at second, throw to first is in time, and another run will score. Nice play there defensively, and another RBI ground out as Alexander scores, and it's now 8-4. But 2 outs, and here's Taya DeGrande. She had that big 2-run home run back in the 4th inning. That one misses away. 2-0 now to DeGrande. 1 for 2 on the day with a big 2-run home run in the 4th inning. 8-4, Royal with the lead. That's hit on the ground. Off the pitcher. She'll flip the first in time. And that will do it here for game 1 from field 1 in 7 innings. The final score is Oregon Royal 8 and Oregon Pacific 4. We'll be back with game 2 beginning at 1 p.m. here on Field 1. Or excuse me, at 2 p.m. on Field